The Titanic's legacy, a timeless tale. The story of the Titanic is one that has captivated generations, its tragedy forever etched in our collective memory. It was a ship that represented the height of human ambition, grand in scale and heralded as unsinkable. Yet, in its sinking, it became a haunting symbol of overconfidence and the devastating consequences of human arrogance. But beyond the romanticized versions of the Titanic's tale lies a deeper, more complex truth, one that reveals a series of critical decisions and overlooked warnings that led to one of history's greatest maritime disasters. The Titanic's fate was not solely the result of an iceberg. Beneath its grandeur were inherent design flaws that made it vulnerable. The ship was equipped with only 20 lifeboats, far too few to accommodate all passengers and crew. This decision was made to prioritize aesthetics over safety, as the ship's designers believed the lifeboats cluttered its elegant appearance. Its much-celebrated watertight compartments, divided into 16 sections, were touted as a revolutionary safety feature. However, the walls of these compartments didn't extend high enough. If more than 4 compartments were breached, as was the case after striking the iceberg, the ship was doomed to sink. Beyond the ship's design, there were glaring human errors. The crew lacked sufficient training in emergency procedures, and communication between key personnel was disorganized at best. These oversights would prove catastrophic on the night of the disaster. On the frigid night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic collided with an iceberg in the North Atlantic. The impact itself, while damaging, wasn't immediately catastrophic. It was the flooding of the lower compartments, one after another, that sealed the ship's fate. What followed was not an immediate and chaotic plunge, but a slow, agonizing descent. The lifeboats were launched, but many left the ship half-empty, as panic spread and communication broke down. The ship's musicians played on to calm passengers, their final act of heroism immortalized in history. The real tragedy lay not just in the ship's sinking, but in the widespread loss of life, caused by inadequate preparation, insufficient lifeboats, and a lack of emergency protocols. The Titanic disaster was a wake-up call for the world. In its aftermath, sweeping reforms were introduced to improve maritime safety. Lifeboat capacity regulations were tightened, ensuring that every passenger on board a vessel would have a seat in case of an emergency. The International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, SOLAS, was established in 1914, standardizing safety protocols and making mandatory lifeboat drills, better training for crews, and improved communication systems. The Titanic's sinking forced the world to acknowledge the importance of preparedness and the devastating cost of neglecting it. Today, the Titanic's story continues to resonate, not just as a tragic tale of loss, but as a cautionary reminder of human vulnerability. It reflects the fragility of ambition unchecked by caution and the consequences of prioritizing appearances over safety. By examining the truth behind the Titanic disaster, we uncover lessons about human error, the dangers of complacency, and the importance of vigilance. The Titanic's legacy endures not just in history books or Hollywood films, but in the lessons we've learned and continue to teach. It is a timeless tale, one that urges us to reflect, remember, and strive for better.